If I wanted to use an analogy to summarize my experience, it would be similar to the process of planting a seed. At first, you don't feel anything, but it's only at a later stage you see what emerges, and at times it cannot be fully explained. It was in the autumn of 2024 when I visited Iraq for pilgrimage, and this is a summary of my experience of visiting Iraq. Therefore, this would merely be a video expressing my views and not an expert opinion. I did not feel anything initially when I saw the Haram for the first time. I did admire the architecture, but I was also taken aback by some of the practices that I saw other Zahirin doing. Seeing people kissing the door to pay their respects was not something I was able to fully understand. The response that I got was that because the surroundings, including the door, have been so close to where the Imam is buried, it holds high significance and sanctity. Similarly, you would note Zahirin prostrating or bowing in respect before entering. This again, to some, might feel unusual, but what I understood was that this practice is being performed solely out of respect for the Imam and is not in any way an act of worshipping the Imam. One of the elements that fascinated me were the clock towers at each shrine. There was a clock tower at the Imam Ali shrine that caught my attention. You could hear a bell after every 15 minutes. To enter the Haram, there are multiple gates that can be used for accessing. These gates have been segregated to allow entry for male and female Zahirins. With all the shrines that I visited, I noticed that the locals have spent a good amount of resources in beautifying the shrines, paying close attention to the outside and inside architecture. When I stepped through the doors and saw the Zari, I wasn't sure what to express and think at that point. It wasn't clear at that point, but after spending few days there, I got the feeling of the place. We also got to visit Bait Ali, which was the home of Imam Ali. There's a water source outside the home which holds the significance that up to this day there's water coming from the well of Imam Ali, and no one knows the source of it. We also got to see from the inside very briefly and were able to see the actual well preserved behind a glass barrier. Masjid al-Kufa has been a very spiritual experience for me. The historic significance of this masjid is that Imam Ali was fatally wounded here. The masjid also holds significance because there are places in this masjid that have been attributed to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Angel Jibrail, Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, Hazrat Nuh, and Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. There was a different aura in that place and the different places within the masjid. We then headed to Kazman to pay respect to Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam, who is the 7th Imam, and Imam Taqi Jawad, who is the 9th Imam. Our stay was very brief there, after which we headed to Karbala to visit the shrines of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and Maula Abbas alayhi salam. The shrines of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and Maula Abbas alayhi salam are opposite to one another, and the locals have paved a walkway between the two shrines. We started our pilgrimage by first visiting Maula Abbas alayhi salam shrine and noticed a symbolic mashk, a water sack, placed on top of the entrance. This is to remind everyone about the sacrifice of Maula Abbas alayhi salam. It is said that because of that event, there is a stream of water surrounding the grave of Mullah Abbas. The water is called the Sardab water, which is the basement water. There are water dispensers within the shrine, and it is said that the drinking water includes a certain portion of that water, which is the sacred water. The Zari of Mullah Abbas was surrounded by Zahirin, trying to pay their respects and attempting to get close to it, to be able to kiss it out of respect. I felt that Karbala had more Zahirin in comparison to Najaf and Kazman. I then finally visited the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Now looking back at the experience, I can say that the place has its own significance, which was evident by the huge number of Zaireen who would spend their time praying at the shrine. I decided not to film the Zari because I felt that the experience is best lived and witnessed when you're there. I suppose one cannot explain the spiritual forces that some feel and experience when they visit the shrines. Some may experience a higher degree of spirituality, and some may just get a glimpse of it. Overall, it's not something that can be fully explained.